So you've decided that law enforcement is a career path for you. But there's a lot more than just your regular job application. What all goes into this? How should I do this? What should I be doing? These are all questions that it's hard to find the answers to. That's what we're talking about today on the podcast. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Lieutenant Jeremy Cox, and with me today is
Sergeant Amanda Owens,
who is leading the charge in what it takes when it comes to recruiting and hiring here at the Grayson County Sheriff's Office.
Hi everyone, I'm glad to be here.
So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving you some real world kind of tips on what you should be thinking about if you are considering applying for a career in law enforcement. Now, don't just think of these as tips that are specific for the Grayson County Sheriff's Office. Think of these as things that you should be probably thinking about no matter what law enforcement organization that you're thinking of applying to, but especially if you're thinking about applying here at the Grayson County Sheriff's Office. And so we want to make sure you understand there's a difference between getting your foot in the door and getting your application tossed out.
Yeah, and we've seen it all. Some people come in prepared, polished, and ready to serve, and others not so much.
Exactly. And so we thought we'd start with some basics. Do your research, right? If you're considering law enforcement as a career, you should consider the agency or agencies that you're looking to apply to. And, you know, every agency has a different culture, has a different expectation, and a lot of them offer different opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. You should know what kind of community you're going to serve, what divisions that department has, and even what kind of shifts you might be working. Don't go in blind, it shows.
Right. I personally, you'd ask an applicant, maybe in an oral board, who's the leader of our organization, whether it's a chief or a sheriff or something like that, and they don't know, that shows that they're not prepared. So let's talk about the next one. This is a biggie, right? Don't shotgun applications. That's what I call it, right? And what am I talking about? It's when you're super eager and you really just want to go to work for a law enforcement agency. And so you just start sending out applications to every law enforcement agency out there. Oftentimes, especially as background investigators, we'll find where applicants didn't do their research and they're applying to agencies that they weren't qualified to apply to, agencies that would say on their hiring notice or on their website, we only take certified peace officers. And these individuals, maybe they're not certified. And so they're applying to these organizations and they're being cut, right? They're being, whether it's they're being dismissed or whatever the verbiage is that the organization uses. Well, unfortunately, that's an application that's out there, and it's just one more in your record. And when those things start to stack up, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it makes it seem like you're just looking for any badge, not a career with a specific agency. We want people who actually want to work here, who've thought about why we're a good fit and vice versa.
Absolutely. And so brings us to another good point. Keep your facts straight, right? Thinking about having all these different applications out there, all these personal history statements that are out there. You got to keep all those things in line, right? And things change, right? You may, as you're filling those documents out, suddenly you realize that you've got a date wrong, right? And then here comes another one. Well, you're going to make note of that. It's always a good idea to make notes in the back. Usually all these personal history statements have a section in the back where you can leave notes. And even though this may be the most correct copy, know that that organization is probably going to get a hold of all the personal history statements that you've filled out at every other organization. And so that's going to be an issue for you when they start to find little problems between them. So start being ready to explain those. Anything, Dad?
Yeah, we're going to verify it anyway, eventually, whatever part of the hiring process. And so if you're not sure about the dates or addresses, take the time out to double check. Discrepancies can slow down the process, or worse, it can make it look like you're being dishonest.
Absolutely. And nothing's going to get you cut faster than being dishonest. What's another one? Ride-alongs. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of agencies do ride-along programs. Here at the Grayson County Sheriff's Office, we offer a ride-along program, and you can sign up for that on our website at GCTXSO.com and just click on that ride-alongs tab. And so what you'll be able to do if you do that is you'll be able to ride out with a deputy or a patrol officer, depending on the organization that you're with, and really get a feel of for what it's like to work in that environment. Sometimes, and even depending, not just speaking about patrol type functions, we also allow people to do what we refer to as ride-alongs in the dispatch center. So sometimes individuals who are interested in a field of emergency communications, they'll come and sit in our dispatch center and kind of ride along. Sometimes they'll even have different opportunities, shadowing opportunities. I know a lot of organizations even do partnerships with schools, right? For like internships and things like that.
Absolutely. That ride-along that he was talking about, it gives you an unfiltered look at the job, the people who are doing it, and how that specific agency operates. It also shows initiative. If you were to go in for an interview here and say you've already ridden out with us, that lets us know you're serious.
Absolutely. So I think the bottom line when it comes to this career, it's not a job, right? This is a career. And so be thoughtful, right? Be intentional, be honest, and be prepared.
That's good. If you're considering Grayson County, reach out to us. We're happy to answer any questions, give you a tour, or set up that ride-along for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, anything else you think you want to add?
No, I think good points.
I think that covers it for today. We're going to probably do another one of these with some more tips, but just be looking for that in the future. Thanks for checking in with us today here on the podcast for the Grayson County Sheriff's Office. You can always find us here at 9 a.m. on Thursdays. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow, all the things, right? But most importantly, Grayson County, stay safe.